Welcome back.
Welcome back to the pod. We need to talk about crabs again.
I don't know how I'm here again, but here I am.
We're here again.
You have decided to dress like you are on the most wanted list for Miami-Dade County, which
I'm going
really...
gator hunting.
Yeah,
I actually bought this look in a gas station in the Everglades. On my 30th birthday, I went in and I emerged in a new outfit, and I looked like I was ready to. Attend the RNC.
You're a keynote speaker.
Keynote speaker at the RNC.
Sure.
More gator hunting.
You have the bronzer on
Make
to match.
America gators again. It fits in with MAGA. Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
You're really doing it.
But
I'm really excited. But thanks for coming back for another date. I'm really excited to be here with you.
You're looking very chic-a-leak as always. I'm not sure of how many people are viewing our looks, but we have quite a discrepancy in our fashion stylings, I should say.
For sure. Yeah.
When the winter rolls around, I
can get into sweaters and stuff,
sweater
and
weather.
blazers and sweaters over layers. I like layers, shirts and sweaters and other sweaters.
The thing I miss the most though is, and you don't see our feet, thankfully, but Nat used to always wear heels. Nat used to wear cunty fab bitch heels.
I did.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And there was one iconic time where it was our fashion show at the top of the World Trade Center. And Nat, by the end, looked like he'd been walking on hot coals all day. It was like bent back,
it was so
lumbering
awful.
along, because you're in so much agony from your the row heels.
I looked like a baby giraffe that was learning how to walk at the end of the night.
No, you look more like a giraffe at the end of its lifespan. Whatever, I don't know how old giraffes get, but you look like a giraffe that was hobbling to the lake for the last time.
Thank you.
It was
Thank
great.
you. That's what I really want to be remembered for in this life.
But you know what? I'll give it to you with heels. You knew how to wear heels. You could walk. And this is a major, I shouldn't complain about it, but I'm going to. I don't wear heels. But one of my major hatreds is we're staying in a lovely hotel right now called Chateau Marmont in LA. And you just see these gals fucking clomp on in these cork wedges, which look easy to walk in, by the way.
It's
and
tough.
they're it's like Travis Kelce or whatever his name is walking in. They're just really wide stance. Just don't wear a heel if you can't wear a heel. Tennis shoes are cute.
Yeah. Flats are great.
They're cute.
Really
you
cute.
don't need to wear them. But it's a major gripe of mine. It's people who don't know how to walk in heels.
But people really like to try things before they're ready for them. Do you see what I mean? I think that's a major thing with the heels.
Also, I think some of these girls think they're that girl.
Right.
But they're nothing of the sort. And they need to accept that they're never going to be that girl. They're always going to be that girl.
Love that advice from you.
That's my advice.
I have a real issue at the moment, which is I go and do things such as go to Joanna Check and get a facial. I don't tell people they need to go to Joanna Check and get a facial. But why do cyclists always tell you that you have to get a bike and you have to start cycling and you're going to really love it and you want to get around the city on a bike? I don't want to do that. I don't want to go anywhere near that.
And I'll be like, oh, I actually don't want to. I'll just die. And they're like, no, you need to. And I'm like, do I? Do I need to?
I hate it.
No, I don't believe so. And it's also don't try and act like it's healthier because it's the most energy efficient form of movement there is in the world. Fun fact.
Is it?
So you're not burning any calories, hun. So why?
Oh, energy efficient for the body, not for the environment. Both.
Or both. I mean, it's not bad for the environment, but
What's the environmental impact of making a bike?
Well, spit facts, Nat. Spit facts. We all need to be walking everywhere. But just going back to, people saying they need to cycle. It's you can do something without asking people. You know who loves to do that?
Who?
People who live in Brooklyn. People who live in Brooklyn love to be like, you need to move to Brooklyn. It's so much better here. Well, you know what? People who live in Manhattan aren't asking you to move to Manhattan because we don't want you there.
It's such a pet
stay
peeve
in
of
Brooklyn,
yours.
hun. It's such a pet peeve.
Yeah.
If something's great, you don't need to ask everyone to come, basically.
Correct.
Yeah, it's giving I live in a less favourable area.
I just like living on islands, island life.
Manhattan's to
Manhattan's
Mustique. Yeah. Mustique to Manhattan. That's
Exactly.
what it's about. But yeah, Brooklyn just in general is a pet peeve of mine. I understand it's cute, but it's not that cute. When you get there, you're like,
Yeah.
a white refrigerator, honey.
Not the one. I the other day realised that scamming like on the internet is very advanced and more advanced than I realised. As in, I got an email that looked like a bank letter where it asked me to click and it said there was like suspicious activity, and I almost clicked the fucking link. I'm not joking you. It was so realistic looking. I was like, I'm going to be that like 85-year-old on the...
You've already graduated to like out of touch grandma status, which by the way, this look is giving lady who thinks that a prince in Nigeria wants to give her $10 billion if she gives him his bank details.
Yeah, you know, scam. I am giving Nantucket, but yeah.
Nantucket is a great drag name. Nan.
Oh, I like
Tucket.
that. Yeah,
and you're a grandma drag queen.
I'm going to use that for my RuPaul's Drag Race appearance.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
RuPaul's.
Yeah, you need to. I mean, we'd be great. Drag
Can't
race.
wait for that phase in my life. Are you allowed to have a makeup artist when you go on that show?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, you can have your own team. Like, please, those guest stars aren't being beat down by...
No, I mean as a competitor.
Oh, no.
No?
No.
No.
No, you have to do your own makeup.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I'd love it if they did do a season where the rich queens could just bring in their like makeup artists.
Just Pat McGrath sat there beating faces all day
long.
Guido
just doing the look. But yeah.
Work. But yeah, no, I didn't click on the link, but I almost did. And then I clicked on the email that said it was from Chase and it said it was like a bunch of letters at a bunch of stuff.cn. And I was like, you know what?
But I feel like your spirit animal is a chic, rich old lady who's out of touch, who hasn't been below like 55th. I feel that's your spirit animal. And I think what people don't realize about me, because I can, you know, be a bit flamboyant and like stupid and stuff, but like my spirit animal is like, honestly, a boring, straight frat dude.
Interesting.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I really am like, I want to play Xbox and PlayStation and smoke weed and eat food.
And wear these clothes.
And like, I grew up, you know, with brothers and like, I don't know. It's just...
Is this your identity crisis? You now realise that you're not gay? It's really complicated.
I believe in the truth. The truth has set me free.
You've had enough conversion therapy to get through it. And that's very exciting.
I was about to say conversion therapy is like just going to Hell's Kitchen and just seeing the awful fashion stylings of the residents of...
That's enough to make me not want to be gay. And also, West Hollywood I struggle with.
On a serious note, isn't it wild that, like, we joke, but, like, isn't it wild? Conversion therapy still happens in the United States of America.
Yeah, but, like, Scientology happens here as well, and that's fucking nuts. Like, you pointed that building out the other day. Like, that's crazy town. These are all crazy people.
But, like, at least, like, they're onto some, like, secret sources to something that makes them happy. Conversion therapy is just, like, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's not up for debate.
It's crazy and traumatizing, obviously.
For sure.
It's so crazy. I think, isn't that part of, I, again, might be wrong, sue me, but like in Article 2025, whatever it's called, I think
Project 2025.
Yeah, Project 2025, I think it's in that.
The best part was Trump saying he has no idea what Project 2025 is and then asking the head of Project 2025 to step down and resign. How do you ask someone that you to resign when you don't know what they...
There's a lot of things with that man that are a little bit confusing.
Strange.
Shocker to all the viewers, we're not Trump fans. I'm sure that was the twist of the century that you weren't expecting.
Log off now.
But to more important matters than presidential candidates or... you know, equal rights, is I want to know more about the story of you vomiting on the highway on the side of New York City recently. Tell us and tell me and the viewers a bit more about that, Nat.
Yeah, what a lovely... Stop eating now if you're eating whilst listening.
But if you're eating oysters,
yes,
you're eating
oysters. Yes, if you're leave, run from the oysters. Don't let them trick you. But yeah, it was love, my favourite place. I love being on a boat, or what feels like a boat.
It's my favourite.
It's awesome.
In New York.
So awesome. Was there with my partner and we ordered oysters and I ate, and I don't even know why I did this because I don't love an oyster, but he's kind of convinced me to get back into them, not even out of, just from ordering them and they arrive on the table and I'm like, I'll try. So I've been trying them for a few months. Had this oyster, was like within about 10 minutes feeling like pretty fucking rough. So I get up and I go to the bathroom. Of course, I'm on the terrace, like, which is very far from the bathroom if you know the geography of that space. So I want
PETA protesters to respond to this, being like, imagine how the oyster felt.
I mean, it was bad. But no, I went to the bathroom many, many times. Nothing happened. Tried to vomit. Tried to do the whole thing. Then the room starts spinning on my third trip in the bathroom. And I text Ryan and I'm like, you have to just close out the check and come, and we're going home, like from the bathroom. Yes, pray for me. It's
You should just
a
go to a
struggle.
hotel room.
It's a struggle. But no, for some reason I wanted to go home. I get into the taxi on the highway. We go up the highway. Suddenly I'm like, so you have to stop the vehicle. And of course we're in like the fucking lane that's furthest away from the sidewalk. I have to get out of the vehicle. And it wasn't not late. It was probably like 9:30 p.m., something like that. So people are around walking their dogs. There's still some tourists with children out that I would hope are jet lagged because it's past their bedtime. And then there's me hurling and vomiting all over the sidewalk. But the amount, I'm a small person, and the amount of liquid that came out of my body through my mouth was so disturbing. I've never seen anything like it. And there's just a dog staring at me the whole time whilst I did it.
Also,
it
feels weird.
awful.
It just feels like something that you couldn't do.
I know, vomit.
Like me imagining that is like imagining Hillary Clinton lean out of a car and spew. It like makes no sense. Like
Exactly.
you don't see that happening. By the way, lol, if that happened. But
No, there are some real wrongs in the world, and that is one of them. The fact that my body allows me to vomit is not okay.
there is suffering, and then there's what you went through after you ate oysters at a high-end establishment in New York.
It's just not okay.
Yeah.
And now I've decided I'm off of oysters forever.
I don't know why you were ever on oysters. I actually saw recently there was like some YouTube couple. I can't remember if we already spoke about this on the podcast. Some YouTube couple like ordered oysters online. First problem there, hun. And then
Not the one that went on the date. Oh, that wasn't where I was going.
It's really hard.
That's really sad.
It's really sad. Like, yeah,
From the food
They
poisoning.
went into like comas for like 2 weeks from oysters, just normal fresh oysters, and then one of them really, really heartbreakingly like passed away. And
I
so
understand
I'm not
how
down
you
to
could
fuck
get
with a
there.
food that could do that to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's pretty disturbing.
There are also everyone's like, oh, oysters, they're so refreshing. And it's like,
love
it's a bit of like phlegm
Salty,
in a
briny.
thing with the taste of seawater. Like, okay, I'll just get a glass of seawater if I'm so desperate. Like, they're rank. I remember
not
we were at dinner
for me.
with Meredith Marks, who is, for people who are less familiar, from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
We love.
And she ordered oysters, and I was like, Christian, come on. You haven't had an oyster in about like fucking 8 years. Let's get going on this.
You ate an oyster?
Yeah, that, what's that place called? I forgot, a restaurant in New York. And I ate an oyster. And the way that I nearly projectile vomited over that table, I had to hold that fork down so hardcore and just like guzzle whatever drink was in front of me. Ugh.
That would have been a great Housewives episode if you were the housewife and then you just vomited all over the table while the other
I
housewives
would
were
have loved
eating
that to be
oysters.
my one cameo on the Housewives franchise.
Just
is
projectile vomiting.
projectile vomiting.
Wow.
Like, maybe I won't name this person or the story enough, but like that one person in particular who recently had a less favorable story about it on the internet.
Yeah.
So entertaining.
could
It
be
would have
your
been like
moment.
that. Would have been like that.
Have you seen that TikTok of that girl? This is a while back, but I still love it. She was in Atlanta on a date, and she went to this like this place that serves oysters, and it was some sort of special. And she, like, for some reason, recorded her whole date and kept ordering trays and trays of oysters. But the guy only said he was meeting up with her for drinks. That was the
I
invitation.
have seen this.
And then he went to the bathroom and ran and left her with the check, and then sent her a text saying, I didn't agree to come out for 10 rounds of oysters because the check was $200 or something.
I mean, honestly, like, serves her right. That sounds a bit
I think it's
disrespectful.
so funny.
That being said, I remember when I was younger, I'd go on dates. And I'd be like, we just finished dessert, that check's going to come. And I'd be like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. And I'd vanish out of there into the bathroom for like 10 minutes to make sure that it was like taken care of.
That's hilarious.
Because I was like a 17-year-old student who
but you
clearly
just-
couldn't afford it. But that was different
right.
because it's me.
Yeah. Right. I'm glad you've given yourself a hall pass for picking up checks. But I mean, yeah, it's all about knowing what you're worth in that moment. And
Yeah, I think so. And also, it's kind of like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it feels a little bit outdated to be like, the man picks up the check. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe I can't talk about this because I'm not straight and I don't date girls or I'm not a girl, but like...
I don't know what the girls
like-
think about it at the moment, but I'd love to know.
Yeah, for that, like, because I've definitely got some girlfriends who like expect the dude to pay.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I understand, but also like, why?
It's a bit more complicated with
Also,
gays.
I think it'd be a bit more. I think if I was a straight dude, I'd find it kind of attractive if the lady was like, "Oh, let me get this one."
I think this is why you're not a straight dude. So I don't think they do find that attractive.
Yeah. Also, straight dudes are confusing. So I don't
Hyper
know.
confusing.
Yeah,
Also hyper easy, but hyper confusing at the same time. It's an interesting mix.
More sensitive than anyone else. Of any type of person, I find.
Yeah, I would agree with
This is
you
no
on
hate.
that.
We love the straight dudes in our life. Like, we've got lovely ones, but they're a bit more sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know very many, but I'd like to
Your
be friends
dad,
with
your brothers.
Yeah, I'd like to be friends with more.
Yeah, I'd like more. Yeah, I want to have a bunch where I go to the game.
Yes.
Go to the game with them.
Yeah, straight men slide into my DMs and let's become friends. I'm not really into at the moment is violence, and seeing it in the internet and on TV and on shows is starting to stress me the fuck out.
You know what I actually very much relate? I think violence is way too commonplace in pop culture. I also think guns are way too commonplace. Like, you know what I don't get? We're all against guns because they're bad things. Why are so many fucking musicians like having like fake guns in their music videos, or like gun-shaped bra tops, or like
It's also an Olympic sport.
That's wild in itself, but it really fucks me off. Like, there are certain people, like rappers and stuff, who I've seen recently, female rappers, where they've got like loads of guns in their videos, and I'm like, we're
Not
all meant
great.
to be stopping this, not glamorizing this. Like, there's quite literally nothing cool about guns. I shook the table. I feel
You're
so much
really
about it.
shaking the table.
I always
but
say
no, it's not great.
Britain does two things better: chocolate and gun control. And it's like I said it in the last pod, and I'll say it again. I just don't understand. But the sport of it is kind of badass. They look like they're like from a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, they're really doing that. Yeah, I wonder how it's scored. Is it just scored on can you hit the mark, I guess?
You're asking the wrong person. I have no fucking idea.
Speaking of chocolate, can we talk about your childhood in Spain and what your mother would give you at the end of every day or when she'd pick you up from school? Because I found this really interesting.
Yeah, it's really cute.
While you shamed me for ordering carbohydrates last night, you told me this
Nat
story.
ate 9 baguettes at dinner after having bolognese. 9.
I had not had a carbohydrate in days, in actual days.
And like the hotel complained because like apparently he kept calling them up, getting new baguettes sent to his room all night long. It's just...
No, do you know who was complaining to the hotel? It was me. I complained to the hotel. Do you know what happened to me last night? Have I told you about this?
What happened?
There was thumping on my bedroom door. Thumping. Really
It was
aggressive.
the baker. He was tired. He was tired of cooking all that bread.
It was so aggressive. They're hammering and hammering and hammering. And I'm like, oh my God. So I wake up and I'm like, at first I thought it might be you. And I'd slept through the whole day and somehow it's 2 p.m. and we had to check out. And I was like, this is weird.
When am I ever chasing you up like that? Like, I would
it
be
felt
asleep
weird.
too.
When are people banging on my fucking door? But they were. And I was like, this is very, very unusual. I look at the clock, it's 1:30. Then I go to the peephole and I see people out there and they're not saying anything. And I'm like, oh my God, am I in Hotel Mumbai? Like, am I in one of those situations where they're coming around and they're just killing everyone?
And it's just
in the
Glenn
hotel?
Powell furious for us referring to him as half a glass of Matthew McConaughey mixed with water.
It kind of looked like him actually through the peephole. But instead, it was 2 people from the hotel, one thumping, the other one holding a tray of room service, and they'd gone to the wrong fucking room to deliver the room service.
The way
Isn't
you
that
sound like the most posh,
outrageous?
out-of-touch person ever. The person at Chateau Marmont is waking up my sleep with room service.
At 1:30 in the morning. That's the middle of the night.
I
was
be-
in my silk pajama robe from Olivia von Halley that has dragons over it, and I was barking out that door. Barking at them.
I mean, I'd be pretty livid about that.
It's outrageous.
I'd be pretty
it's
livid.
actually
So
outrageous.
you sleep in pajamas?
Yeah, silk.
I think this is a really interesting topic that we need to ask all of our celebrity guests in the future. What do they sleep in?
Yeah, but
Most
this is-
iconic answer ever is Marilyn Monroe. She said Chanel No. 5.
Chic.
Cunty. But you sleep in silk pajamas.
Silk pajamas, short sleeve and shorts, like short sleeve top.
I feel like a hoe. I don't wear anything.
Oh my God.
Is that weird to say on the pod?
This
I don't. I think it's probably good for the human body to not have clothes attached to it for stretches of the 24-hour cycle.
Yeah, but Olivia von Halley silk pajamas is like, that's divine. That's upgrading the human body. That's like really where it's at.
I want to sleep in a red light bed every night. That's my dream.
I see that for you.
My actual dream is to get a shower that has a red light in it. So it's like every time I have a shower, it's like a red light experience.
I wonder if that exists.
I don't know.
So when you're laying in bed wearing absolutely nothing like a skank, what do you like to eat snacks in the bed? Do you eat ice cream in the bed? And if so, what size of spoon do you use? Because did not realise this is up for debate in the world. Like, people are very passionate about this.
Let's just get one thing straight.
What?
Ice cream? No, honey. Ew.
It's just full bars of chocolate.
I'm not a 9-year-old child. I'm not guzzling ice cream.
Ice cream's an amazing
fucking
snack.
lame. And forgive me if I was speaking about this before. I think ice cream is a frozen condiment. It is not a dessert. And so a
you think
restaurant
it's a
serving it as a
side?
fucking dessert fucks me off. It's a frozen condiment. It should go on the side. It's like me being given for dessert like a pot chocolate sauce, which I'm sure loads of people love. But like, I'm not about it. So you're never catching me eat ice cream.
Let alone in bed, let alone with a spoon.
Let alone in bed. I ate bolognese in bed last night though at 11 p.m. after my massage. Watching Ghostbusters. I paid $20 for the new Ghostbusters movie. Turns out, not a cinematic marvel.
Really?
Actually though, not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it still the people fighting ghosts? Is it the same?
Still the people fighting
plotline?
ghosts, but there's like a non-binary kind of queer moment. And like, yeah, the ghosts are gay now.
Wow.
Gay
I didn't know
ghosts.
that. Ghouls.
Boo.
How do they out them as gay? Like, what is the...
I don't know. That's what's cool. They don't even do that. It's just from the get-go. Like there's like a love story. But I fell asleep halfway. But
Wow.
what I enjoy about watching those terrible movies, I don't know if anyone else can relate, is I enjoy the sheer budget that's been applied to the film. It's just they're big and expensive. Cool. I like seeing that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I like seeing big sets and
It's true.
all that stuff.
There's that fire station in Tribeca now that still has a Ghostbuster.
Which features it. Oh, by the way, this is a hilarious part of that film. In that fire station, which is in prime location Tribeca, huge property. In this film, like a broke family live in it, and they live in the whole thing. And I'm like, you're living in a $50 million home.
Yeah, it's
Why
not
are you
adding
broke?
up, is it?
Sell up and buy a $20 million penthouse and have $30 million in cash, babes.
You
Like,
don't need to be in the fire station.
Yeah, and they like don't have AC and stuff. And I'm like, this is like going back to watching Friends, and they're like in like $15,000 a month apartments, but they're like waiters and shit. Like it doesn't make sense. I love seeing the unrealistic property expectations set in films for New Yorkers.
The math is never mathing with the geography. Why are Americans so obsessed with ice?
You're obsessed with ice now.
I'm not obsessed with ice. You are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. Are Americans obsessed with ice? This is news to me.
Oh my
I think they're just
God. This country is built on ice. Ice is what,
that
like...
has to be one of the least eco-friendly things to get.
Ice? Why?
The energy expended
For
to
ice?
get one bag of ice
Why? What do you mean?
to cool down the water. To
Oh,
freeze
that
it.
requires... Yeah.
Yeah, that
Didn't
would
think about that.
require a lot of energy. How dumb is this? I remember when I was a kid, I said I was going to become rich because I was going to invent a microwave that makes things cold fast. And then someone was like the opposite. And then someone was like, well, if they're freezing it, why does it need to be frozen quickly? But now when I think about it, maybe it'd be useful for bars.
Yeah, but that already exists. It's a quick freeze. Yeah, you like put something in there, you push a
Well, my
button.
other
and it's,
idea
like,
was
cold.
that gun should have fingerprint scanners on them.
Why?
Because it should be registered to the person who's purchased it and then not usable for anyone else.
Okay.
So you can't resell them. Anyway, one of the things I find the toughest about this podcast, I'm finding, is I love to wear a cute look today. I'm in my gator look, but I can never show off any of my cute pants. Like I can't wear half my wardrobe.
We're all
going to
pray for you.
I'm just nude
Yes.
below this table
You
right
just
now.
rolled out of bed and
Yeah.
that's all you're doing. Yeah. You actually
It
sleep here on
really
this
bums
podcast
me
table.
out. You must find this.
Yeah, it's a bit upsetting. So I think perhaps it's about building a set where we're sat on like director's chairs and my legs are swinging
Or
in
just
the
legs
wind.
on the table. On the table, spread legs.
Wouldn't that be
showing
really
the pants.
glamorous?
Very glamorous.
Yeah. I have a newfound hatred, and I've really zoned in on it because you kind of pointed it out. People at the fucking baggage claim that like hoard around the little like the bit where it all shoots out. Like why? Why can't we all stand 5 feet back? And then when we see our bag, we all approach very civilized and we take our bag off.
Oh,
And then we walk out with our bag.
I think my major gripe is the people going to security who act like they've never been on a fucking plane in their lives. They're like, what? I can't have a gallon of petrol in my carry-on?
It
Like,
is
I've
an
got to take
issue.
it out. Oh, what? I've got to get my leather boots off and I'm not in pre. Like, it's just, honey, have you not flown since before 9/11? Like, what is that what it is?
Some
that
of them
you
might
don't
not
understand?
have. Some of them might actually
It
not
drives
have.
me nuts. And my favourite is the person whose like bag is pulled to the side and unzipped essentially a deli inside their bag.
Always.
Like wrapped up meals, wrapped up things. It's just like, what is happening here? Now I've got to wait 10 seconds longer, which is fucking me off.
But you're really annoying to travel with because you don't have pre-check for some
That's your fault.
strange reason.
That's hidden my pre-check
so it's
number. I did the interview and got approved.
I
so-
feel like I am traveling with my small child who has not been approved for
Well,
pre-check.
I'm not going to allow you to enjoy pre while I can't. So how's that? How's that? But we did make our travel experience to Los Angeles. We're in Los Angeles right now. We made it a
I
bit
love it here.
cuter because we got a helicopter
We did.
from the island of Manhattan to the airport.
I love how I'm the unrelatable one, but you're the one bringing this up.
It was so dreamy and relaxing. And so I just recommend for everybody, go take helicopters. It makes your day better. Like
It did really enlighten the experience, or lighten it up, or brighten it, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Because also I live near the helipad, so I just had to go downstairs,
When
get on
he
the
says he lives
helicopter.
near the helipad, let's just get it straight. There's a trash can behind the helipad, and he sleeps by it, and then goes in.
Every time I have the helicopter booked.
So
yeah.
that's no hate to the unhoused community.
No, which is huge in LA. I had no idea until I started walking around.
People don't really talk about it enough.
It's jarring.
I guess they do, but when are they going to do something about it? Because the homeless situation here is crazy town.
Well, I don't actually understand the solution, because at the moment they've passed some sort of thing to get rid of them. But where do they go? I don't really understand how that solves the problem.
I don't know either. I don't really. I think there's minds greater than ours that could work out that issue.
You would think.
What I do find cute here, by the way, this sums up LA so perfectly. Huge homeless person problem. Also robots delivering things to people driving around the streets.
Yeah, what is that about?
That couldn't be more
Strange.
of an example of everything that's weird about the modern day world. But I'm obsessed with those cute ass robots.
Is that what they do?
That are
Deliveries?
just off to work. They've got those cute little. They knew what they were doing when they designed those circles on the front because they look like eyes.
They're very friendly looking.
They're very cute. I want to also know what accidents have happened with them. Like, have they been hit by cars, or have they run over someone's dog, or
There must be children that have tried to fuck them up as well.
I think they get fucked up. Yeah, but they're so adorable.
They do look quite cute. They have little long legs.
I want one to pop by my home and deliver me a book, and I'll just pat it on the head.
Is that what they do? Just
Yeah,
deliveries
they're
for Amazon and
delivery
stuff?
people. And I
Interesting.
also think they're working towards approving drone deliveries for Amazon in cities,
Okay.
which is going to be the wildest thing.
Just dropping into your garden.
Wildest thing.
Yeah, it's kind of mad.
Fierce though. I mean, I love it. It reminds me of. Do you remember Robots, that Disney film?
No.
Nat's never watched a single movie. It's so tough.
What is Robots about?
It's just
I've
a
watched
really-
Wall-E.
Why?
Wow.
I don't know how to do that, but Wall-E was great and also kind of like a commentary on the trajectory of civilization.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah.
true.
I loved Wall-E. I think they're going to do a second one because we're in the age of See, the problem is I'm really into movies. Nat's not, so I've got no one to geek out with. Of my I love cinema. I love film.
Get other
But
friends.
I'm really bored.
I can't do
of-
everything.
We're in the age. I've got no friends, but I'm really bored of being in the age of just endless remakes. I'm getting Twister PTSD, but
remakes of old films.
all we're getting is fucking remakes or sequels. Where are the good originals? We're getting a Death Becomes Her remake, and it's do we need it? I don't think we do. I think we actually just need someone to go write a good script. If AI is so great, why can't AI do it?
True.
But it's just annoying. I don't need
true.
endless sequels.
Yeah.
And it's did you ever watch The Witches growing up? Sick film. They
No.
remade it with Anne Hathaway. Love Anne Hathaway. Didn't love that film.
Right.
Did not love that film.
I don't think there's enough lesbians on the screen.
Never. We don't see enough of them. And I've mentioned this before, but I feel like our community tears down a lot of our lesbians. I think
Yeah.
the male population of the queer community is actually kind of misogynistic.
They move in with each other really fast. It's like an actual statistic.
Yeah, lesbian love.
U-Haul lesbian.
If anyone wants an absolutely unhinged experience, what's this dating show called? I remember. The Ultimatum Queer Love Edition.
I actually remember you talking about this.
Oh my God, I spent all the Paris Fashion Week watching it. I'm not exaggerating when I say I declined going to all the fashion parties to just watch the Ultimatum Queer Love Edition. It's outrageous. Basically, it's the show where all these lesbian couples came onto the dating show, and the idea is one of them doesn't want to get married and one of them does. And they've all decided the only way to figure out if they really want to get married is that they will have to be forced to date someone else for a few weeks to see if they like someone else or if they still want their partner. And that shit was just wild. Because some of them were just falling in love in a day.
That fast.
Yeah, and then some of and it's just superb. If anyone out there, comment about your love for, we need more of those. And also, I love that they did it with lesbians first because it wouldn't work with gay men because they'd all just sleep with each other straight away and the show would be over. So it was better with the lesbians. It was a great show. I was in Le Maurice watching it. It was fab.
Okay, again, very in touch with reality.
Well, you're the one who didn't know who James Cameron is, so how about that?
I still don't to this day know who
So
James Cameron is.
confusing.
The director, you informed me.
Yeah. Did Titanic. Did Avatar.
How old is he?
Not to be confused with the former Prime Minister of the UK, David Cameron, which I did once.
You thought they were the same person or his brother?
I just get the names confused a lot of the time.
I think David's middle name might be James.
Is it actually? Oh my God, it is.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
That is why I get confused.
Yeah, David
Thanks.
James Cameron. David James Cameron. Yeah.
Speaking of, one thing I did write down, and I think those who know, but there is first dinner and there is second dinner.
Yeah, for some reason you're obsessed with eating all
Those
hours
who know
of the
know.
day.
There is a dinner that happens within normal dinner hours, which you have socially. And then there's the second dinner, which is the real dinner. And that one hits.
so insane.
And that one, you gobble down in your bed, like my bolognese last night, in bed. And it's an essential. I don't understand how if people aren't doing it, start doing it. It's great. All I want to do is gain weight, so it also helps.
But the idea is that you have... But what's wild is you're having one dinner socially that's huge.
And then I'm having another
Another
dinner
one that's huge. It's not like you're
privately
doing some sort of like
that's
weird
huge.
private pretending
And
you're on
one
Ozempic
time I
type
did
thing.
something that felt really freeing, but also really weird. Is I decided to eat my dinner with my hands.
Pardon?
Because I was just curious, because I was like, society is making us use cutlery. No, I was like, I'm just really curious, like what the experience like is to eat with your hands.
Okay.
Wow. It's like fucking doing ayahuasca, but for eating. It's like unsettling, and you're like, ooh, and you feel ashamed, but you're like, why am I ashamed for touching food, which I'd wash my hands? And then it's very sensory, and it's also just very odd.
Well,
No one else eating dinner with their hands.
Well, there are billions of people around the world in certain countries eating dinner with their hands, and they're probably onto something that we're not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, you should give it a go in the restaurant. Do it.
Well, I guess it depends on the meal. Like spaghetti bolognese, that's a difficult one to eat with one's hands.
I don't like eating
But if
spaghetti
someone's giving me a
bolognese.
taco.
I think the Purple Heart Medal should be awarded to anyone who orders spaghetti on a first date. Because that
Such a hard meal.
is a stressful meal
So
to be cute
hard.
while you're eating, not splatter your outfit. Unless you're like I'm Monica Bellucci and I'm an Italian lady and you're like slurping up the spaghetti with your fabulous lips. But like, otherwise, don't do
9
it.
times out of 10, you're not.
Yeah, like I'm not Sophia Loren, so it's not quite the same.
Yeah. Can we go to Pinch's Tacos after this?
Oh my God, let's do it straight after
Yeah,
this.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, in fact, I'd say we go and then come back here and get the stuff. Because I'm so hungry.
Is that
For
urgent of a
those
need?
who don't know, Pinch's Tacos is sensational. Get the Gringo Taco, it's amazing. And also, I don't know, we can edit this out if we want to.
But
I feel like I'm going to read. I was really happy with something I wrote. Because I'm not much of a writer. I'm very dyslexic and I don't write well. But I think I managed to write the dumbest but smartest thing. It's our bio for this podcast.
Oh, wow.
They say to know is to know that you know nothing. But like, who are they? And what do they know about knowing nothing? If they know... fuck. I need to restart this whole segment. It's like a tongue twister.
Start again.
So I wrote something that I'm really proud of, and I'm going to read it for you. They say to know is to know that you know nothing. But like, who are they? And what do they know about knowing nothing if they know? If you two know nothing, then you know what? This might be the pod for you. If you have a penchant for hearing two somewhat naive and useless British guys from high fashion talk about everything from Matthew McConaughey to the evolutionary trajectory that is leading us all to become crabs, then you've come to the right place.
When do I get to leave? That's what I want to understand.
I thought this bio was great. Texted someone I work with, they said it does not have mass appeal and won't work, but I think it should be the bio.
I'm calling my agent because I don't know
Who's your
why.
agent at?
I don't know why I have to sit here. Wait, if you could be anyone else for a day, who would you be?
If I could be someone else for the day. Oh, Kamala Harris for today, because lol at me being on the presidential campaign,
Right.
not knowing what I'm doing, having none of the knowledge from her brain, so just being dumped into her body. Fun. Would really enjoy that. I'd just
Okay.
spend the day planning what the Oval Office would look like. Because let's face it, that's the really
That's the
important stuff.
really important
It's like,
part.
what's the interior design going to look like? Because I love seeing shots of all the different Oval Offices. Like some of them are fucking bad. I have to say, Biden's not the cutest one. Bright yellow and bright blue.
Can you paint the walls?
You can do wallpaper. Some people have had patterned wallpaper in the past.
That's fun.
Yours would be optic white everything. Polished marble, no furniture, and a red light bed in the middle. And that's where you make your decisions.
It probably would be, yeah.
Mine would be, I want it to be like a hall of mirrors. I want people to
very
come in and
bizarre.
be like confused and lost. And some people never make it out. And some people come out and they're alive and with like terrifying weird flute playing and like holograms of
very mystical.
Krampus like in the corners. And like, I just want it to be a hectic experience.
Mystical. I like this mystique for you.
Yeah. Or you open the door to the Oval Office, thick fog. Thick fog. And they're like, you can step in now. But no one leads you in. And you just have to step into the fog. And eventually I'm just at the other end. I think that'd be fierce.
Kamala, where you at?
Yeah, Kamala, if you need the interior designer deets, I got you. I think that'd be so cool. Whereas I'd imagine Trump would do like a Duck Dynasty theme if he did it again. Very much like my top. Or
Camo.
I was shocked he never did like a gold gilt thing like he
I
does.
don't remember what
in
it
his
looked like when he was there.
It's just fine. I think Melania
Wallpaper I'd
took-
like to see.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. It's one of the older presidents did that.
That's nice.
Yeah, chic.
It's very. I'd
The
get like a,
Gournay on the walls.
Beautiful.
If anyone knows, they know. It's like
Beautiful.
handmade wallpaper, hand painted. It's like thousands of dollars a square foot, but it's amazing.
that could be. But where do you get? Do you have to? Can you pick from a catalogue of furniture? I think you can, can't you?
Yeah, and I think it's like the same interior designer does it every time or something like that. I can't remember.
Right.
Yeah,
But I think you can pull from like the National Archive type thing for the desks and stuff.
but I'm not doing that.
Why? What you're phoning up? What are you doing? Phoning up Restoration Hardware, having it shipped in.
Just having like that cloud sofa in there. No, I would be like getting like the table that Marie Antoinette used in Versailles. That's one thing.
Yeah, but
The
fine.
Mary Todd Lincoln's vanity. That's in there too.
I kind of love
The
like a
Rosetta
really
Stone.
chaotic one where if you just invited a bunch of children to finger paint around the Oval
Honestly
Office
cute.
and then left it like that and just like ran with it. Be
Honestly cute.
Mm.
I like that too.
Kind of interesting.
You just turn it into a closet. It's like Paris for president.
Oh, I'd love that. If I could be anyone for a day, I think I would be Vladimir Putin.
Great.
Isn't
You
that?
be Putin, I'll be Kim Jung Un. And we can meet up on the yacht.
Yeah. Because I'd love to just,
Just know.
yeah,
What's
like
going
I'd
on
love
there?
to understand that. And I wonder what the average day is for that.
I think
it
it's
must
a lot
be
of medical
insanity.
treatments because isn't like the word on the street that Putin's super ill? I think he's been ill for a long time. And also I'm obsessed with who's the plastic surgeon. Because bitch is snatched. If anyone's bored, Google Putin before and after plastic surgery. Bitch got snatched. I think she was not feeling funky fresh and decided to get revamped. It's good work because it's not that clockable, but they got really revamped.
Wow.
Did you see the leaked cam footage from Putin's new light palace?
No. What
It's a-
palace?
I don't know which one. It's some big palace. It's exactly what you'd expect.
Really?
Like a lot of uncomfortably bright white like floors and walls and like spaces that are too large for what they need to be, so they feel like leisure centers.
I was expecting like more gaudy than that.
No, so then this is the worst part, is it's that white interior with gaudy furniture, gold furniture in it. So it's
honey.
a really rough combo.
Honey.
Yeah, I was kind of like, as Countess Luann said, money can't buy you class. And that is the case with Miss Putin. But I do think Putin slaps hard when it comes to the hilarious like propaganda imagery. By the way, am I going to get assassinated for this? Like, am I going to get killed?
I hope so. It'd be so amazing.
It's gonna be so lame. But like, I've always wanted to see the Kremlin and all that stuff. But yeah, like he's got literally like images he has released of him like topless riding like a fucking bear in a lake.
To who?
It's so major to like the public.
Weird.
Like I jokingly gave my brother a calendar of Putin one time because I thought it was a hilarious gift. And it's just bonkers. It's camp. It's high drag. is what Putin is doing, but for like
oh.
masculinity and whatever. But
Right.
yeah, highly adorable. But yeah, you be Putin, and then Kim Jung Un. I love his tailoring. Love the tailoring. So I mean, I don't favour with any of their beliefs, but the tailoring like slaps. It's like brutalist architecture, but as a suit.
But it is funny that we live in this world where these people are like existing, doing their thing. It's
I
fucking
think
nuts.
at one point we lived in a world where a lot more, like every leader was like that.
Actually true.
So yeah, like I don't think Henry VIII was like a walk in the park. Pretty gnarly shit went down there. Didn't he die because of like a wild boar or something? Is that right? Or
No,
did
he
die of
caught some
syphilis?
sort of disease for sure.
But didn't he get an oh God. That sounds so dumb every time I say it. Didn't he like get an injury while like boar hunting or something that then led to like, or did he just die of gout?
What's gout?
Rich person's disease. It's basically like you drank too much wine, you ate too much steak
Oh, really?
and butter.
Indulgence.
And then like something horrible happens to your body. And if I'm honest, I've forgotten because no one really gets it anymore. But it's like, yeah, the disease of indulgence.
Huh.
Yeah, obsessed.
I forgot to change my glasses for
Nat got great new glasses. Tom Brown, specialty ones, and they're really, really fierce.
Yeah. Really sad about that. If you could give advice to your younger self, what would you say?
Invest in Airbnb. Invest in Uber.
There's a theme here.
Don't do fuck. Oh my God, I'm having a brain blank. What's that fucking digital art called again?
NFTs.
Don't do NFTs because they're still lame. Get Bitcoin, invest in a few other companies, and then chill.
Jay Chillin.
Yeah, Jay chillin'. No, my other advice would be, that's a big question. I think I would just turn up. I'm imagining in this visual that I get to turn up and then I vanish.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go, stay away from lobsters. And vanish. And then my whole life just be terrified of lobsters, thinking that I'm going to die from one.
Okay.
Just troll myself, essentially. What would you tell your younger self?
Be a bit more chill.
I think you're quite chill. I mean, we could all be more chill, but I think we're both quite chill individuals.
Bit more chill.
We don't get panini pressed that much.
No.
But I think you're chill. That's a good piece of real advice. I'm trying to think if I would give myself any real advice.
Also, I think that whole thing of like living in the moment, but I wouldn't give that advice because that like zones into one specific moment in time. I think it's about zooming out and realizing that like linked to the chill thing, more about like this isn't a big fucking deal. Like that moment that you're living in. Do you know what I mean?
A big thing that I've done a lot through my life and more as I get older is I remind myself in most moments, am I going to care about this one when I'm on my deathbed? Am I? Probably not. So then it's fine. Basically, it's like that simple. I think a lot of people, when they're looking for life advice, want some like really long, complicated speech. I think the truth is like the mottos are in life, just do it. Like don't overthink it and like be chill and like put things into context. Like, are you going to care? Even in a year's time or 10 years' time, people who get so, in our industry, especially in fashion.
Well, we all think we're like curing world hunger. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
people get so pressed over bullshit. And then people get pressed that I'm not pressed. I'm like,
Your stress is not my stress.
yeah, your stress is not my stress, girly pops. Like, you need to breathe. We're in fashion. It's all fun and games. And like, it's all fine. I don't know. But I found a lot of people have disliked me through my career because of that mentality that I have.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe it makes them feel insecure about the fact that their mentality is a bit more stressful. I don't know. Or maybe they think that it's naive or selfish. But I'm like, you don't have to be selfish to be chill.
It's
Yeah.
cool to be chill.
My book would just be called Get Chill.
Get chill.
Get Chill. It's Christian Cowan. But my other dream, which isn't a book, is my cafe that I want to run. I want to have a cafe one day. I'm not running it, let's face that. But I want to own a cafe called Christian Cowan's Caffeinated Coffee Cafe.
And why?
You wouldn't go?
Where? I don't want to go anywhere with your name on it.
It would have to be somewhere super cute in Manhattan. And it's just a stupid little vanity project.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to run it like Marie Antoinette ran her little like idyllic farm that was fake.
How did that happen?
Do you not know about her farm?
No.
Oh, it's so major. Marie Antoinette would get tired of like the Versailles lifestyle sometimes. So she commissioned a village to be built in the grounds of Versailles, but like a in brackets poor person village with like a little windmill and stuff. And they would like hire little like people to like live in there. And when she was just like deciding to like live like the simple life, she would walk out of Versailles and go there, and like they would like replant the fields so they looked perfect that morning. She'd go and like pick a few berries, and then she'd like go over to like the perfectly hairbrushed sheep and be like, I'm just gonna like shear the sheep. Yeah.
Cute.
And that's what my cafe would be like.
Oh, you'd wander in and
It's losing millions a year. But hopefully by that point, I can just sustain it because I want to.
Right.
Yeah. Like I don't have to sell a cup of coffee.
Right.
It just has to look cute.
Yeah. I like that for you.
Yeah, I think that's fun. Also,
Yeah.
I feel like that's achievable. I don't think I have to lose millions a year.
Right.
But yeah, the Marie Antoinette farm is such a slay. And I guess I can say like we've been working on this musical. Have we spoken about this ever on this?
No.
It's called Queen of Versailles. And it's amazing, and it's by such an incredible team. Like Michael Arden's the director, who's like the best thing in Broadway, and Kristen Chenoweth and Stephen Schwartz and Lindsay Ferrantino, all these amazing people. But it's all like part of it touches on Versailles. So I got to design Marie Antoinette outfits, which was really, really fun. And one of them is based in that farm. And it's like I did like a shepherdess, but it's like got huge bustles, and she's got a big blue rinse wig with a hat with a ribbon with a taxidermied bird pulling the ribbon away, and like it's so fabulous.
How fun.
Yeah, so fab. I love it.
Did you enjoy the project?
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was like to be able to do something other than what, like we've been running a high fashion brand for a while now, and while it's wonderful and we get to do what we want, essentially you are just doing like 2 fashion weeks a year, 4 collections. You're selling clothes to like ladies, and like you get entrenched in a brand DNA. And it's like, well, my creativity doesn't stop at the brand DNA.
Right.
So it's fun to, I don't know, be able to design. It's fun to be able to design something for someone else's brief. Like, the writer, the director dictate what it needs to be, and then I like putting my spin on that, and it's been amazing. I loved it.
I think I should just start setting the brief for everything that you make, and you can
honestly
really
we'd do better. Like I won't say the brand because I didn't get the job, but there was a big fashion house that were looking at me possibly being the creative director, and they actually just recently announced who it is, an amazing designer. I'm not bitter. No, of course, no, it's actually the person they chose is way better. But it was interesting. I had to kind of like roughly show them what I would do with the brand. And I think it's like some of my best work because I had to work to someone else's brief of what their brand DNA is, things that I've never cared to use before.
Right.
And so it pushed me into a place that I was like, oh, that is a really nice collection. So yeah, maybe you should set the briefs. But yeah, one day, hopefully, maybe with the right fashion house, that will happen. But I've got a few more topics to talk about.
You do? Okay, great. I've run out, but please.
So one is how I drink liquids.
What about it?
I drink them weirdly. You pointed it out, and it's
do,
true.
Yeah.
Like
I drink like a platypus.
I don't know whether that's true.
You do.
I can't sip water.
Nor
I
can a
have
platypus.
to guzzle whole glasses, half a bottle. Like I like to be very hydrated because, as Naomi Campbell said, it's the key to good skin, and like anti-aging is be hydrated. But I just guzzle things. Like you notice it a lot, which I want to ask to the viewers, like, is that unhealthy? It's probably less good for you.
I think it's really bad for you.
I'm going to die tomorrow because I guzzled a
You're
bottle
not
of
going to
water.
make it to Pinch's Tacos today because you're going to drop dead on the way.
The hunger that I'm experiencing right now is unparalleled. Like it is extreme hunger. You just mentioned tacos, and my like white noise was playing in my head, and my vision just zoomed in. But yeah, anyway, just thought I'd mention that liquid thing.
How much water do you drink in a day?
A
Not
lot.
coffee. How much?
40 gallons. No, I don't
How
know. I
much?
have 2 to 3 coffees, sometimes 1.
You have way more than that, but carry on.
I don't.
You do.
So shut the fuck up.
literally
Keep my
do.
name out your fucking mouth now. Keep my fucking name out your mouth. No, and then I drink, I don't know, a lot of water. Like I drink a whole bottle during the night.
Okay.
A whole bottle of, just water. And then I drink a lot throughout the day. I drink lots of water. I'm pretty good about that. And then I've recently become a big serum girl, so the hydration's happening on all fronts, topical and oral. Yeah. And I love being in water.
Yeah, that's true.
Love it.
Yeah.
Like, how weird is this? Didn't know this happens. I was so obsessed with like scuba diving and snorkeling on a recent trip I did. My hands peeled after.
Yeah, that was strange, actually.
My palms, the palms of my fucking hands peeled, which was really disturbing. And apparently that happens if you spend too much time in the ocean. But I was like, I'm just scratching the surface.
Weird.
I intend to be in the ocean a lot more than this. But anyway, I don't know. I need to, if anyone's got a tip of like something I can put on my hand so I don't peel when I'm scuba diving, that'd be great. Another gripe I have, which I wanted to address. Dean and Dan of D Squared.
Huh?
Dean and Dan.
I don't know who that is.
The designers of D Squared, the brand.
They're called Dean and Dan.
They're twins. They're like, literally, this is like not knowing who like, I don't know, Karl Lagerfeld. It's not quite the same. They're that iconic.
Okay.
Dean and Dan, they're very iconic and amazing and very kind men. I've met them. They're lovely. And I adore the brand. But like, where can I get your clothes?
What do you mean?
All I want is to wear all the cute hot styles by D Squared, but I can buy them online. But no, I want to try them on.
Well, they have a store.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
They
Not
do. I've
you-
been in it.
No, you haven't.
I have. Multiple. I go in it every day.
Shut the fuck up, man. No, it's just being difficult.
I've
There's
been in
no
that.
store in New York, and I just want to ask the cool girlies, where are they getting their D Squared? If D Squared listen, I want your stuff. I want to buy so much of it, but like, I want to try it on.
I'm thinking of Diesel.
You are,
Yeah.
which is Glenn Martin's, and there's a different brand.
That has a store.
Yeah, I feel bad. I was sat next to Kylie Minogue at the Met, and then Kylie was Glenn's date. So Glenn was on the other side of Kylie, and Glenn's like wonderful. But like, I was sat next to motherfucking Kylie Minogue. I talked her ear off. I basically abducted Kylie for the night because I was so pumped. Because like, she's the reason why I'm in fashion. And Glenn was so sweet, but like, I just felt afterwards, I was like,
Kylie was in between the two of you.
yeah, in between the two of us. Yeah, and so she was just, yeah. I was
Who
just,
was the other side of Glenn?
there's Virginia from Vogue, and then opposite me was a really lovely actress, and I've forgotten her name. She's really like hugely famous, and I've forgotten her name. And
Oh.
was it Lily Collins maybe? And then Lily James.
I don't know who that is.
Big actress.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, there was great people at my table. My table's lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching the different pairings of people at that event. It's just interesting to see,
I'm sure.
like, I don't know, Dua Lipa next to like someone from Vogue who, like, you're like, oh, I wonder what that conversation is. Okay, my last topic. Oh no, I've got a very important one, which is much to the stress of the people who work with us on our podcast, like lovely Taylor, is that I just never want to see a creased tablecloth in my life. And I feel so bad. I feel like this like horrible human. Like, creased tablecloths give me a level of stress that's unparalleled.
I mean,
Do you
that's
relate?
that's really your ADHD driving
Does
in.
no one else relate?
No, because I sit at restaurants and they put, like, in between courses, if they put a new tablecloth
Yeah,
on
they
my
roll-
table,
yeah.
that has creases.
That
roll
makes
it
me
out.
want to jump off the balcony.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not.
Both the creased tablecloth and you jumping off.
I believe in a world where we're working out people living on Mars. We're getting electric cars. There have to be tablecloths that can be fucking woven that don't crease.
But I don't think they feel or look as nice.
Well, work it out.
No.
Work it the
no.
fuck out. Like,
some things in life
it stresses
are
me
difficult,
out.
and
Like, to
we
the
have
point
to
where
get
at
through
home
them.
I've elected to have linen tablecloths because that
They're meant
way
to look creased,
they
aren't
look,
they?
yeah, it's at least part of the narrative of the material.
I love that you have tablecloths at home.
Yeah, I've gone really
That's
into
interesting.
it. Yeah, on the dining table, a tablecloth, chic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so chic. I think it's way nicer, and it brightens the room because the table's dark. Because I'm currently in a rental.
It's
and
a
I don't like
white
the table.
tablecloth?
It's white tablecloth.
Okay.
And then there's cute shit on top of it, but I'm currently in a rental, so it's not like the exact vision.
Right.
But I'm moving soon, which is very exciting. And then my last topic is, actually, I want to say one thing real quick. Madame Joyce, who is a TikToker, YouTuber, who, do you remember I sent you the video where she's like, when we're going on holiday, it's activities, no sleep, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
She's my dream guest, so if Madame Joyce is listening, come on the pod.
Okay.
But my final topic I want to talk about is like, what the fuck is going on with JFK?
I hate that place so much.
Is it like some way to
So
deter
much.
people from coming to New York?
It's so awful.
I have to believe that there was a greater plan behind why it's so horrendous to go through. First off, all the staff there, it's like you punched their mother in front of them just before you came up to them. They're pissed that you're near them.
Yeah.
Stressful.
Yeah.
Then-
But I think there's also something about carpeted floor that I don't like. There's a lot of carpeted floor
Gross.
in JFK.
Can you
a
imagine
lot.
what's in that carpet? And then also, when you enter and you're going through immigration, why is the video welcoming you to the United States older than I am? The video is a man that I'm assuming has passed away since because he's so old now, talking away. There's like dogs on it where I'm like, we're on the 5th generation of that dog at this point. It's like a video from like the early 80s welcoming you to the States. It's so
wonder.
weird. It's like a fever dream when you enter.
I wonder why they've let it get this bad before they take action. The signs that say like, don't forget your firearm, crack me the fuck up. Like, how do you forget that you have your gun in your handbag?
Wait, what?
You've seen, when you go through TSA, there's big signs, it's a gun and it spins around with a big X through it. And underneath it says like, check your bag that you don't have your firearm with you. It's wild.
That's fucking insane.
Isn't
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
It's like-
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I'll take a photo next time.
So you rush along, you're like, oh, I better check it. I'm joking.
Yes, exactly. Those signs are there for people like me.
But so we're about to have, because of travel plans, we're about to have like a good 3 to 4 week hiatus of filming this podcast.
I don't have to be with you for that
You must
long.
be sick of it. So I'll see you on the other side. This
Can't
was swell.
Wait, thank you so much for this and for making opportunities like this available to people in the world who want to come on this
You're
podcast.
speaking like Rachel Zoe with all the gaps in between. Thank you for making my day worse.
And speak with you. Because I think people
I can't do that.
want to speak to you more than you realise.
No, I can't do
And
this. This is
it's
very... Thank you everyone for
really-
listening to the podcast. Have a great evening.